You are now listening to the highlight reel builder for authors, the Going North podcast. I'm your host, best-selling author, and Maxwell Leadership Certified Trainer, Dom Brightman. And you're going to be getting some tips and techniques to advance yourself coming up next. Today's episode is sponsored by the Going North Podcast.com shop. Head over to that wonderful website to pick up some merchandise. We got shirts, hoodies, mugs, t-shirts, flags, notebooks, journals, just about almost everything under the sun, even stickers and buttons indeed for your lanyards and for your decorations as well. And we got multiple designs, advance others to advance yourself. We got the Going North Podcast.com logo as well as outread your competition to outlead your competition. And we even got bags too, so check out the wonderful podcast merch shop and be on the lookout for sales. They got wonderful 35% off sales spread out throughout every single month, so that way you can save even more money, so you can get more bang for your buck, so you can bang out your goals through the inspiration you're going to get today on this podcast. Check it out like a library book, my friends. And today on the highlight reel builder for authors known as the Going North podcast, we got one heck of a super special, awesome human for you today, my friends. That's right indeed, because today's author, today's guest, he's a master teacher, a martial artist, a healer, intuitive, and a speaker. So let's give it up for the good doc himself, the Dr. PH himself, Dr. Paul Hanna. How you doing today, Dr. Paul?
And again, superb. I'm glad to be here. Fantastic. And it's all about that, being real, you know.
That's what I'm talking about indeed. And real is something you're all about, because you are the real deal, because did a little usual snooping before the guests pop on the show and checked out a bit of your background. And my goodness, my man is well read in more ways than one, because I heard you actually finished 6 months ahead of your colleagues when you got your doctorates.
A little bit early. I did finish early, yes. You know, you had to get out, but you had to be moving with the energy, you know. You had to move with the flow, but keep moving to yourself. And most people, I find, sometimes tend to conform. And conformity is one of the biggest obstacles in this society right now. We conform to something we don't even like. We conform to things that cause us problems. We conformity. We need to have courage to be real for yourself, courage to identify who you are. Unless you can real, you can't deal, you know. You have to learn how to be real. Be real with you, who you are. We all came here with individualized thumbprint. No one have your thumbprint, sir. So you have a special quality, a special ability. When you really shine that, then you're glowing, you're flowing. I'm about helping people to have the courage to shine, to be who they are. That's why I said, remembering qualities of your God self. Joyfully living yourself, you know. That's very powerful.
Amen to that. Amen to that. So my goodness, I'm pretty sure this radiance probably didn't happen overnight. So my goodness, am I sharing a bit of your backstory of how you got to where you are today, where you get to shine like the sun that you are and help folks to glow like the moon?
Well, it's all you have to make a decision as to what you desire. It's about making a decision despite what's in front of you, despite your environment. You don't look to make excuses. You look to take responsibilities. You look to be victorious. And so what I tell people, punks claim, like blame, and a warrior claims responsibility. So it helped me to learn how to decide what I desire to do. Once you truly decide, you have clarity, you commit to that, the universe opened up to you. But the first step is have enough courage to individualize, say, what do I desire to do? You must have the will and desire to do what you say you want. Most people look outside for direction. When you open up to your own God quality, you look inside for your direction. Look inside. It's about like inner awareness, inner growth. Because we're all from the universal source, the one source. There's one energy. So once you look inside and declare what you love, what you desire, and focus on that, and you see it, it's like quantum physics, quantum. You begin from you live from the end, You desire something, live that like you already have it. Declare that, be that. but you got to make a decision. And your decision got to be from you, not from outside. It got to be your decision because no one can breathe from you, no one can eat for you. You got to be who you are. You have a gift, you have a talent. And so many people settle for their talent rather than their gift. They take jobs to do things that they really don't even like. They're going along, they're doing these things. That causes a lot of inner resentment, inner frustration. And all that lead to other like dissatisfaction because they didn't have the courage to say, I desire this, I would be that. And as long as that decision is about elevating yourself, your family, this planet, go for it. You don't need anybody's permission to go for it. You make a decision for it. So to answer your question, I made a decision to be real, to this is what I desire. Despite my environment, despite my family, despite all the alleged circumstances that surround me, I said there's a force to me. There's a universal force to me. There's a God force to me to transcend all these apparent limitation, victimization. I don't believe in any of that. We live in a universe where at least two sides to everything, you know, there's an up and a down. If there's a victory, you know, there's a victim. I chose victory every time. I converted. I don't blame nobody. Instead of getting pissed off at nobody, you say, you know what did I learn from that? Because you know what? Everybody's my teacher. I learned from everybody. And I learned how could I enhance. Someone pissed me off. That's my teacher. They got into a trigger, you know. I said, what happened with that? It helped me to refine who I am. And that gratefulness to learn that lesson give me more inner power, more relaxation and focus that way. So to answer your question, you have to have a decision based on insight. You must have that confidence. You already have that and move forward. It's still in a simplistic way, but you know, when you talk truth, it's always very simple. When you start talking very intellectually complicated sometimes, you know. So I'm talking to you, let's be real, be simple. When you know something, and I tell my people, you know, like when I'm writing a book, I want to write it that Ray Charles can see it, the deaf can hear it, and they can feel it. I want it that clear. I want that clarity. Because when you have clarity, you have clear communication. And communication is about the whole deal. Can you communicate with yourself? Then you have the confidence, the compassion, the compete with somebody else, you know. But that's how it is, to answer your question.
That's what I'm talking about, indeed. And that's a powerful level of clarity right there. And it's so true, I guess, pun intended, in this case, with the truth being so simple and clear, because it's so true indeed. So, my goodness, my goodness. So, being able to make that decision and sticking with it, like, my goodness, were there any setbacks along the way with your journey that actually led to a greater level of success for you?
Oh, for sure. That always, when you decide to go inside, you will be tested. Because we all in the way I read energy, we all came to Earth, planet Earth, for education. When you decide to go up to a different plane, you will be tested. You will have so-called setbacks. To me, they're setups. When you change everything and flip it, you know, like I was in medical school, like there were a lot of challenges I laughed because like when you try to challenge me, I convert that, you know. What I mean by that is a professor would say, you know they're messing around, you know they have their own little issues. So you can't personalize that. You say, whatever, I tell the professors, whatever you do, whether you praise me, tell me I'm the worst person in the world, it's gonna help me. So whatever you do, I will benefit from it. That pissed them off, because it couldn't get to me by talking about me. Because I have a saying, I like a lot of sayings, like victory is self-determined. I determine my victory, not you. So whatever you do, you're gonna expedite me. So remember, whatever you do to yourself. If you're being BS, you're BSing yourself to kind of get to me. So in reality is, whatever comes at you, make sure you convert to something positive, rather than taking on someone talking about you. They did this to me. Those are victims. Those are no, I don't go that way. I said, our relationship have two energies. I can receive it. I can convert it. What's your choice? Divine force, the God force in you, convert it to some higher frequency. And I always tell people, make sure two things that happen when you talk with people. Make sure it's motivated by love and truth. Not facts, not what you believe, not what you feel. What you feel, believe, it takes a conjecture or an argument. The truth need no proof. It is what it is. So when you speaking truth, motivated by love, they get pissed off. It isn't because you did. I'm speaking for my highest truth, my highest love. So if you get irritated, that's because some part you recognize what I'm saying is real. You have a choice with that. You can receive, I can reject it. Reject it doesn't help you because you keep going to another person, another situation, repeating the same thing over and over. We're in Earth, planet Earth, to learn our life lesson, our soul lesson, to wake up to the God in you, the God is in you, you know. You have to wake up to that. You came down, there's a divine being in everybody. And there's an ego in everybody. The ego in this country is very seductive. We love it. We can't get enough of it. And I said, as long as you can do it, don't get attached to it and still come from the divine, then go ahead. But when you get attached to it, it kind of dominates you. You become a victim. Then you get from attached, you get addiction that leads to a whole lot of stagnation. When you have stagnation in any kind of energy, as a physician, when you have stagnation, you get inflammation, then you get cancer. Then that's the physical cancer, that's the emotional cancers. So I'm saying it's all type of, because you got stagnated. So the question is, can you be in the flow? Then you can glow. Otherwise, you can't. You can't, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm talking about. Indeed, being in that flow. Indeed, yes, indeed, yes, indeed. So speaking of being in the flow, you got so much in the flow, you decided to metaphorically join the business of immortality by publishing a wonderful book, if not two. You got the ebook as well as the wonderful big book called "The Remembering the Qualities of Your Soul." So my goodness, what led you to finally put pen to paper and put this great out for the world to read and devour?
The inner urge, and knowing my soul purpose. And I stopped hiding. I stopped running. One day my patient told me, say, Dr. Tanner, we love you, but the world should know you. You can't just stay with us. So you have to let your light shine. So it's taking a bigger step. It's a bigger step talking to you tonight. I said, forget this. I mean, I said, I'm gonna talk to this man tonight. I'll give it this time tonight. I'll give it this time. I don't do this, you know. I said, you know what? But you got a whole different goal now. You have a goal to reach many, many people in this galaxy. So if it means talk to him at 8:45, I'm gonna talk to him at 8:45. So that's what it came. You got to step out of your comfort zone, you know, get creative and stay focused with your compassion and your creativity. And all that happens when you step out beyond the egos. I don't want to do that. I want to do this for tonight. You know, everybody's like, this is a big season for football, right? And people say, oh man, I got to watch the game. I say, man, forget this. I got a Zoom meeting. I'm out. Bye-bye. So I got because it's more important. It's more important to sit down. I can get, really, it doesn't matter who wins. I have to shine my light that the divine put in me to shine. And everything is secondary, because this is probably, when you know your priorities, you know, talk to you is a priority. You know, it's not important. It's a priority. It's a big difference between the priority and what's important. So if they take second nature to this, now spreading myself out here, it's a priority now. My little ego can't get uncomfortable. I don't want to do that. So, man, that's ego. That's ego. But the divine said, no, we got some light to shine. And you keep doing that, and you spread yourself beyond all your little convenience and your, you know, your sensation, your attachment. You say, you know what? Oh, that's nice, but it's secondary to what I'm doing right now. I have a focus. I have a light that I'm gonna shine. I'm gonna shine my light very bright, because we're in dark places right now. This earth is going through a lot of dark changes, and the dark changes are moving towards some, I would say, some purification. But it need an impetus. It need a catalyst. I'm part of that catalyst to bring that shine, that transformation. That's what it is right now. So that's what made me write this book. I said, you know what? That book didn't just come from me, came down through me. If anybody who read that book, who decided to look at it, don't just read a book like they taught you in school from like first page to the last page. Don't, no, 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 no. Let your intuition open the page. Any page, it will talk to you. It will give you a message that's for you. The book, it is real. So open it up, any page, in the middle, just let it read, see what it says. See what part does it resonate with? It's a part about remembering, because I can't teach you nothing. I'm a catalyst to remembering what's already in you. I know a lot of people say the big professor. No, 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 no. You can only be a catalyst to help people remember what they forgot.
That's what I'm talking about, indeed. Being that catalyst, indeed. So, my goodness. So, any encouragement for those looking to get out of their metaphorical turtle shell deep in the dark cave and shine their light?
And I let them know they're not alone. They're not alone. They're not alone. There's always got invisible helpers always there when you step out. You got, but your ego will do all it can to convince you not to step out. Just remember, you're not alone. Energy everywhere. There's things around you would also come and help you. When you're real, you do all you know about what you know, you're guaranteed to get some more help. Just have the courage to take that first little baby step. Realize you're not alone. You've been taught that you're separated. Separation is delusion. It's not a reality, it's an illusion. You think you are. This separates, you still connected to the oneness, the grand oneness, not the small oneness. The small oneness wants you to think, well, you're by yourself. How are you going to do? How are you going to get somewhere? A lot of BS, you know. But step up to the universal big oneness, one source, one energy, you know what I'm saying? One breath, one love. There's the universal love, there's the universal consciousness. Step out, you're not alone. Whoever listen, I'm sending energy to you right now. Just open up the other, take it out of your head, go to your heart. Your heart knows the frequency. Anybody listen tonight, understand the frequency that I'm talking about. I don't need to talk about kind of convince anybody. Because I know there's 1/3 of people in this galaxy is waiting for my frequency. There's 1/3 say, I'm going to listen to him a little more. I listen. There's 1/3 going to never listen to me, you know, because that's the nature of our lessons here. And I joyfully accept that. And anyone who accept and don't accept, I give you a whole lot of positive energy. Because everyone have a free will, everyone have a choice. Respect that choice. I don't try to convince anybody. I don't need the truth, and love doesn't need convince. It already is. It already is. And your higher self already knows this. Already knows. We can't disconnect right now. You and I talk about you have something great, frequency within you. Say yes. Not that I understand that. I agree with that. I understand and agree with two different words. Like people tell, I understand, Doc. I say, I don't interest what you understand. What do you agree with? I say, what do you agree with? You intellect. You know, I understand is an intellectual statement. I agree from the heart. And the heart is the most powerful frequency because it connects back to love. It's the midway point. The 3 chakras above, 3 below. I'm looking for the heart. I'm looking for people who want to rise up to take the independent their life, who want to learn how to heal themselves, to relax with themselves. I don't like people depending on a doctor per se, because they have within them that same frequency. It's just teach them how to remember. I don't even have to control them. I want them to expand in health and wealth and joyfulness and radiant health, those kind of things. But we've been taught to be dependent. We've been taught all kind of things like that. I encourage you to learn how to be you, to remember who you are. Your ego self, your divine self. Make a decision which way you're going to vibrate to. Because whatever you put your mind on, that's what's going to manifest. Look around. Are you happy? No one can make you happy in the first place. Are you joyful? Are you joyful? Happiness is a personal inner cultivation, like compassion. So you can be happy that I'm happy within myself. I'm happy with my ability to share. I'm happy with all of that. It isn't based upon outside condition.
That's right indeed. My man's bringing the heat today, baby. That's right indeed. The good doc is bringing that heat indeed. You'll love to see it. You'll love to freaking hear it. That's right indeed. So my goodness. So with all this wonderful knowledge that you have and that you're going to be sharing with the globe, is there a question that you wish folks would ask you more often when you're on these interviews?
Yes. How could I be me? How can they be themselves? What is the process? You know, some people have to feel a lot of time pain, frustration, irritability. Say, there got to be another way. And that's a big question to step going inside. Because if they talk to me, they have some degree of connection. There's a connection of receptivity. And without receptivity, nothing happens. Everything on the physical plane is based on receptivity. Every plant, the soil needs to be fertile and relaxed. You have a garden, same thing. When the woman is pregnant, she has to be receptive to receive the sperm. receptivity. So I can't put nothing in their head, their heart, their soul, unless they are receptive. So they got to come in with a receptive mind based on some yearning, some pain, some frustration, or some joy, whatever. I want to expand this. How can I expand my inner freedom? How can I expand inner knowing who I am? How can I expand being joyful and knowing that God is in you, or God in you?
That's what I'm talking about, indeed. And it's a powerful one, too. And you're so right. Because sometimes it does take pain for folks to realize who they truly are.
You know, pain is for a warrior can be welcoming because you say, wow, why my pain? What's my lesson? Because all illness have a spiritual lesson to it. What is this lesson here? How's I'm getting this emotional pain, the mental pain, the physical pain, the financial pain? Well, they all have a reason because of thought process. Financially, you look around, you do your thermostat test. I say, what's a thermostat test? You say, well, how many friends do I have that I can call right now and say, I need $100, $1,000, $10,000, $100,000. Don't blame nobody. If you can't find no friend, that's because your thermostat is too low. You don't have those kind of friends. If it's high enough, you can get that. So ask yourself, what's your thermostat? Because everything's energy. Energy attracts energy. You can't attract what you're not. You say, look around how many friends you have. Whoa. Well, if you don't, that should tell you something. You're not a friend to yourself. You got to be your best friend. Understand? How do you be your best friend? That's embracing the God is and the God in you. Because you're coming back to the original source. Yes. You understand? So it's important to ask yourself in regard to your health, your wealth, your mindset, all those things. And all of that comes from your thought. Thought, everything's energy, but thought can transform anything in a very tangible form. And what you keep on your mind, whether it's in a negative way or a positive way, you will manifest that. All you have to do is look around you, whoever you are right now, and say, do I like what I see? If you like it, it's good. If you don't like it, point the finger back at yourself. I created all of this. I co-created this. I don't believe in victim. I believe people to be victorious. We co-create everything in our life. So I want people to learn how to co-create the life that they desire. One is to remember the God force within them, the soul positive within them, the joy within them. It's about that, you know.
That's what I'm talking about, indeed. That's what I'm talking about, indeed. So true, indeed. Be a victor, y'all. That's right, indeed. Feel victorious. Don't be a victim. That's right, indeed. Victims be in the corner somewhere crying. That's right, indeed. You a victor. That's right, indeed. Be a victor, indeed. So, my goodness, I hear you've done quite a few different martial arts, especially the Qigong and the Bagua. So, my goodness, what would you consider your three major lessons gained from being a martial arts practitioner for all these wonderful years?
Harmonious, compassionate, harmonious within myself, compassion towards others. See, when you first learn martial arts, you go to what I call the 4 H's. Like Socrates talk about that in his philosophy. When a puppy, he can bite, he's always chewing on something. So when the martial art began, they want to know if it works. Is it real? Can I do this stuff really works? You say, yeah, it works. Now you prove you can defend and could possibly harm somebody. But that's the first level. Some people get stuck at that level. But when you understand the energy, and understand the law of metaphysics, understand the law of karma, you realize whatever you do to you. You beat this person this day, tomorrow somebody's gonna beat you. So the question is, the first H, recognize that H, you does have it. The next H is, can you help somebody? So when you learn how to be that powerful, helpful, and then you get more refined with your skills expand, you become more humble. So humble, people don't even know you know anything. And so I'm still being a servant, but yet expand at the same time. The next one is, can you heal somebody? The other one is harmonize. See, because the whole thing is about harmonization. And how you can get harmonize with somebody, you got to be an individual. You have to individualize before you can harmonize. And so many people get in a relationship because they never harmonize. They personalize and they don't individualize. They like personality qualities which are very changeable. You say, you're not like you used to be. I say, that's true. That's changed. I changed. That is correct. Now, what does that really mean? So change. You say, well, change is part of this dynamic process being on planet Earth. Everything changes. The question is how you cope with change, how you interpret change. Change is dynamic. It's supposed to change to your inner refinement. But some people should be stick and change at their own rate. It's called a little bit of difference. No, I've changed to what's the flow and the balance inside, you know. Yeah, but martial arts taught me to be extremely confident, extremely compassionate, and very in harmony. Because I know who I am, what I can do. So you have a choice. You help or you hurt, or you heal or you harmonize. And that's very easy for one who understand energy laws. Energy laws, you always want to heal and harmonize. And you always, I'm always humorous. You say, well, this guy always smiles because I'm laughing a lot because it's bring endorphins, they bring joy, they bring relaxation. And I flipped it to the other side. I know what I can do. And so I just do it that way, you know, in that kind of way. Yeah. So those are the things that I learned from the internal martial arts, which is, but in regards to the spiritual Qigong, one of my specialty is taking breath. Breath, you're not talking right now to each other, even via Zoom, but we're still talking in the physical form because we're utilizing breath to keep the physical form here on planet Earth. Breath is very strong for bringing vital energy, for relaxation, creativity, and enhancement. So I teach them to connect to enhance by visualizing all of the cosmic forces coming down through their own centers that I teach by each center to awaken those to purification and unification, harmonization. That is my gist of my spiritual Qigong, which is very powerful. And part of the spiritual Qigong is I have people stand. And stand is very dynamic. So why is it dynamic? Well, sir, if you know what you stand for, you don't stand for nothing. You stand for anything. You stand. I teach people how to stand. You know, you got to stand up, not just physically stand, emotionally stand, mentally stand, intellectually, and spiritually stand. So that's called Ichan. Ichan teaches people to stand. Within that standing, you begin to integrate all those bodies intellectually, emotionally, mental, spiritual, physical body. They have to become one before you can enhance your spiritual Qigong, you know? So I teach on that level. So I teach that, to answer your question, it's compassion. I teach harmony, I teach healing, but I also teach serious self-defense when you have to. I already know all of that, but when you realize you're motivated by love, you don't get that kind of vibration. When you bring in that frequency of harmony and confidence and relaxation, it goes throughout the room. Doesn't matter what kind of meeting you're in. The people that I meet, I can connect with them. So, because I know that there's a high frequency in everybody, look to connect with that. I'm not better. They're not better. We're just different. We harmonize it like that.
That's what I'm talking about. Harmonizing indeed. You love to see it. That's right indeed. That strength, that compassion. That's right indeed. Harmony indeed. Yes, indeed. That's the beautiful thing about the martial arts. It's like, oh yeah, get to have more harmony with your body. That's right indeed. Body and spirit. That's right indeed. That's right indeed. Get to extend your youth as well.
Yes, 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 yes.
That's right indeed. Well, fun question for you. So, if your wonderful book, Remember Qualities of Your Soul, if that book were a food, what would it be and why?
It would be radiant water. Because we're 70% water. The earth is 70% water. We need water. Food, one thing, water is no. Water is it carries all the vibrational frequencies. It carries unification, purification. That's a beautiful question. I'm glad you asked that question. Water is water. It's also one of my systems in martial arts. Water is never kind of compete with anything. It's always, it's a very powerful thing with love. It's also very inclusive. You can cleanse with it, you can heal with it, purify all those things with water. When see water, it's already represents the 4 H's. You see someone like this, you just go around. You're not gonna kind of conflict with them, you know. My book would be totally dynamic, spiritual water. That's what it would be. Because that I am. That is mine. You must be psychic or something because you read my question or something like that. That's a very powerful question. I like those kind of questions. Use your psychic skill again. Ask me another one like that. That's very nice.
Funny enough, you're the third person actually referred to the book as water. The first person was another doctor as well.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say water. I would say water. That's it. Because water goes by carrying the vibrations, the spiritual frequency of water. Everything. Water carries everything, you know. The water. You need some pure water. Nothing else. Get some water. You can't do it without water. You can do it without some food, but the water, no, I need my water. You need some water, you know what I'm saying? Yes, that's what it would be.
Amen
Yeah.
to that, because water's good for you. It's good with
Yes,
all the O's. It's
yes,
good.
yes.
That's right, indeed. Well, coming down to the final question that every guest gets to receive, and that is if you're to wake up tomorrow and you're 25 again, but you're still in 2023, what advice would you give to yourself?
I'll say be real. I say when you be real, you can deal. Otherwise, chill. Be real. You had to be real, man. You can't be being fake out here. You got to be real so you can deal. Otherwise, just chill. 25, well, you're 105. So I'll come back down to present and being real. It's beautiful energy, radiating energy and aligning love. That's what be real is, you know. Yeah, I don't confess. 25, 15, 200 years old, I'm gonna be real. Yeah, because I realize I'm functioning from a non-scale time, not in third dimension. No, third dimension dealing with what about when you're 25, 3,500? I say, forget that. I am eternal. So eternal. The body is some clothes that I'm wearing right now. But whatever I'm wearing right now, am I present? Am I real? Am I vibrating love? Am I motive come with truth? That's the most important thing. And when you do those things, you're already eternal. You're just changing clothes, you know. They call it transition, they call it death. But the soul goes on. So what I learned on my visit to Earth this time, what qualified me to go to a higher level of frequency? It's like going to a university. You're a freshman, you're a sophomore, you're junior, senior, but did you graduate? No, I didn't make that. I went to another university. You can change university all you like, but did you pass the course to graduate? You didn't graduate, man. How many you got to pass the course? He's laughing.
Because it's true.
I'm just saying to you, you got to be real. So 25, I'm still, so you know what? Yeah, be real. I got those some of my t-shirts, be real. Most people are fake. The more the real you come, then you got to be challenged with when you saying they fake, don't judge them. They might not even know that they're fake. But you say, I see what's going on. So the question is how you can connect and heal, connect with that without judgment, without critical, and be patient, but yet live your life as well. When they get ready, they say, well, I see him. Yeah, I have to ask you a question. And spiritually, you never try to talk to people unless they ask you the question, because you're violating them. I don't need to show my intellectual prowess. That's a form of insecurity on my part. I can be patient and passionate and having smile at all the and say, well, you ask me a question, you change the whole context then. Because you asked me a question, now I can answer you. No. So as I told you, truth doesn't need proof. It is. It doesn't need no proof. It is what it is.
Woo, that's what I'm talking about. Indeed, truth is the proof, y'all. That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed.
Yeah. So it is. Just remember that, you know, be real, you can deal, otherwise chill. The truth is, there's nothing else to say. There's no proof necessary. He said, no. You say be real, okay? Otherwise, send love, release them, walk away. That's it.
Amen to that. Amen to that. That's right, indeed. We got the real deal on today's show, indeed. So, my goodness, and probably only heard maybe, I don't know, 5% of what my man has to offer. So, for those of you to dive into the other 95% of what the good doc is doing and keeping up with your journey and copping some of your wares from your site, what's the best way for folks to do so?
One, my website, hannahsholisthealing.com. You will see a lot of things. I'm also doing should I say, online course on this book. It should be out in about 3 months, 3 or 4 months. I'm doing a lot of in-services, this kind of thing. That's happening with me also. At workshops, those things happen to me. You go there, you will see different things that I'm doing, From workshops, online courses, and those kind of things happen to me right now. I'm doing private consultation because I do energetic readings. I can look at people and tell them what's going on with their permission. I can't do it without their permission, but I do private consultation online, those kind of things. I do private Qigong section online. It's just different things that I do online. You can connect with me. But the main thing, go to my website, get the ebook, and look out for the online course that will be happening. And I'm also thinking about doing a master class every month. That's coming up also. And I'm dealing with, you can call in and you can ask me. It's on a weekly basis, Because I'm more in the action. I like action of it. When I see people's face, I can read them. I can ask questions that touch their heart. Or might frustrate them because I didn't want to know that much truth, Dr. Hannah. I just got me a little bit of that truth, okay? That's it. I said, all right. So I'll just kind of answer your question. You got to learn how to be sensitive to connect with compassion and love to people. But I like being in the presence of people. I do very well in groups and the dynamics, and everybody feel I'm talking to them in the group. Whether 20 to 30 to 50, it doesn't matter. When I get out, I don't feel the room. I feel the people, and I'm ready to connect that way. So I'm open to people, come to people where they are, doing workshop that way, come to their hometown, whatever it is, I'm open. That kind of thing.
Sweet. Well, there you have it, folks. Going to put Dr. Paul's site in the show notes. Be sure to check out his site, check out his wares, man. He's got some great stuffs online, inspirational, spiritual material, as well as buy some copies of his marvelous books. Indeed, that's right, indeed. He's got a free ebook as well as a nice, wonderful book that's also on audio, so you can take it on the go in more ways than one. You can get in your ears too. So that's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. So no excuse. Indeed. So any parting words before we close up shop, Dr. Paul?
As I tell everybody, always smile love into your heart. Smile love into your heart. That's the only vibrational frequency. It is protective. It's a transforming and a unifying word, love frequency. And I think it's very powerful. What I'm healing, I'm teaching, a martial art, it must be motivated from a love. Because some people learn things they're not qualified to learn if they come from a different frequency. Always smile love into your heart. And you also bringing in that radiant energy to you. You send it back out. And that energy of one love goes out to other galaxy. You are a very important person. Your uniqueness is very important. Your smile is very important. And your heart have transformed a lot of these things we see out here in a very toxic way. So when you smile and love into your heart and you be it, real, you're the big deal then, That's what I'm saying. Just keep doing it like the way. And I said, thank you for listening. I'm grateful you give me an opportunity to share some. I have much gratitude for that. And everybody who is listening, send you out gratitude. Thank you for listening to me and helping me to spread the light that I know inside of me and from love and truth.
Thanks a bunch for investing your time by listening to this wonderful podcast today. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you really did, do me a solid and leave a review or share this episode with at least 3 people that you think would get some value out of today's content. Advance others to advance yourself.